Hello all. Today I'm going to revise some one chapter for you, that is Song of Radha the Milkmaid. Okay, it is included in your final term syllabus. So I just want to revise it once more. So let's start. Radha, you know all that Radha was the mm, was a goddess, or we worship her as the goddess, and she was side by side by Sri Krishna, Lord Krishna. She was the incarnation of love when Sri Krishna was born in the earth, on the earth. Sorry. Okay. So Radha the milkmaid. So the poet here representing Radha as the milkmaid, the person who draws the milk from the cow. Okay. Now let's start. I carried my curds to the Mathura fair. Curds, the he, you know. So she carried that. She is a milkmaid, and it's the job or duty of a milkmaid to draw the milk from the cow and make something milk products from the cow. Okay, and they will make this and sell this in fairs, in markets. So Radha carried her carts to the Mathura fair. How softly the heifers were lowing. I wanted to cry, who will buy? Who will buy? So she was carrying all these things on her head, and she was crying, who will buy? Who will buy? These cards that are white as the clouds in the sky. So the cards are compared with the clouds of the sky here when the breezes of Shravan are blowing. So Shravan is a month of festivities, and the breeze is blowing for that, and the uh, breezes or the wind of festivities were coming with merriment. But my heart was so full of your beauty, beloved. So whose beauty? Whose beauty? It's the beauty of Lord Krishna. She was filled, her mind was filled with the beauty and the love of Lord Krishna. And whatever she was doing, she was thinking of Lord Krishna, and she was in a trance of the love of Lord Krishna. Whatever she was doing in all the course of her daily life. So, but my heart was so full of your beauty, beloved. They laughed as I cried without knowing. Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. So instead of crying, who will buy, who will buy, she was crying, Govinda, 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 because her mind was subconscious, in her subconscious, in her conscious, and in her unconscious. All the three layers of her mind were filled with the thoughts of Govinda, or Lord Krishna, the views and his beauty and his love. How softly the river was flowing. So when she was crying like this, her friends were laughing at her, and the river was flowing softly, as if the river is a witness of the pure love of Radha and Krishna. I carried my pots to the Mathura tide. How gaily the rowers were rowing. So the rowers of the boats were rowing, so they were so happy when they were taking those girls to Mathura. My comrades called, "Oh, let us dance, let us sing." So comrade, that means the companions of Radha, they were all danced together, they sang together, and wear saffron garments to welcome the spring. So saffron is the color of spring, and by wearing this kind of garments, they were like welcoming the spring, and pluck the new buds that are blowing. But my heart was so full of your music, beloved. But although the music of outside were going on, she was filled with the music, with the music of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna was the god who played flute so beautifully that Radha was enchanted by the beauty, or the beauty of the flute. They mocked when I cried without knowing. Govinda, 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 Govinda. She was crying like that because she was totally devoted on the feet of Lord Krishna. How gaily the river was flowing. So the river was flowing happily. This is repeated here. The line is repeated to put the stress on the flowing river. So I carried my gifts to the Mathura shrine. How brightly the torches were glowing. So in Mathura shrine, the torches were glowing very brightly. I folded my hands at the altars to pray. You see, she prays in the temple for something. She folded the hands. O shining ones, guard by night and by day. And loudly the conch shells were blowing, and the shankh was blowing there, and the arti was going there, and she was praying in front of the deity. But my heart was so lost in your worship, beloved. But she was standing in front of the idol also, but she was thinking about Lord Krishna. She was all the time worshipping Lord Krishna in her heart, in her mind, in her thoughts, and in her living also. They were they were wroth when I cried without knowing. Govinda, 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 Govinda. Look, standing in front of the deity, standing in front of the god or whatever goddess it may be, she was quietly lost in the thought of Lord Krishna. And that is why she was crying all the time, Govinda, Govinda. She was not crying the name of the deity or the god in front of which she was standing. She was all the time telling about, crying about, thinking about Lord Krishna. How brightly the river was flowing. And the river Yamuna, it was the witness of the pure love of Radha and Krishna. Now it is still, we can see it's flowing, and it's like the still it's giving the witness of their love. And it is also, the place is also gives us the remembrance of this beautiful
Ira.
beautiful time, beautiful era, and the beautiful Radha and Krishna. Okay, this beautiful poem is written by Sarojini Naidu, who was considered as the Nightingale of India. And it's very rhythmic and very beautiful poem. You read this poem, and I revised it for you, and also already I have given some question answers on this poem also. So learn all the things quite minutely. Okay, thank you.